In this video, we're going to be going over this N8N automation that I just created that utilizes the best technology, ChatGPT, ImageGen, and Kling 2.0 image to video to generate bulk, high quality AI generations that you can use on social media, you can use as ad creatives, you can use as pretty much whatever. And this is going to be the highest quality approach to creating bulk AI content. And this entire template you can click in the description, download, upload it to your N8N, and start using it as soon as you want. So first you simply click this to trigger the automation. It goes to Google Sheets. Now that's very important. Here on Google Sheets we have prompts for the images, prompts of the video, and then the video generation, as well as a status bar so you can control it. But this is set up so you could put hundreds of images with video prompts and just essentially run it overnight and have it generate video after video after video. Keep in mind, the cost of this will cost you for the image generation roughly about 2 cents, and then for the video generation, we are using the highest quality video generation, so that's going to cost you around 30 cents per second, meaning every video is going to cost you over $1, meaning it is somewhat expensive, but ultimately you're getting the best output. And if you're a good marketer or you're trying to generate some unique content, I honestly recommend putting more money into it to generate better stuff than using older models that are just not quite there. So while I was testing this, it actually generated a video, and we have this prompt right here. I'll let you look at it really quickly if you want. And then we have this video prompt, which is even smaller. And Kling is able to take that image that was generated and this video prompt and then generate this video that appears right here. And as you can see, the first frame, this was generated with ChatGPT, but as you go, you'll see that it adheres to the video prompt very well. So the beetle flaps its wings and flies away. So keep in mind, this is just a proof of concept of the generation. You could do this for a theme for ad creatives for your business, or you could do a bunch of these animals and upload it as a slideshow on Instagram. Honestly, you could do whatever you want with this automation, and now I'm going to show you in depth how it works. My name is Adrian, and over the last 15 years, I've been fully entrenched in the social media and marketing game. I built my first YouTube channel that hit hundreds of thousands of subscribers in high school. Since then, I've started a mobile app development company that has done over $10 million of in-app revenue through primarily paid ads and social media posts. And through the entire process, I've also built many Instagram accounts to millions of followers in the theme and meme space organically. So, a few things to keep in mind before I start. This is actually my 5th video on N8N. I'm going to link all the other ones down below. If you get stuck at any point, watch the other ones. I go very in-depth on all the steps, and this time I'm going to go a little bit quicker. But, like I said, link in the description. There will be code. If you copy that code to a file and save it as a .json file on your computer, you can go to these 3 things once you're on N8N in your workflow. Click import from file. You're going to select that file that you just created with the template that I gave you, and boom, it's going to pop up all this stuff. And all you're going to need to do is change the authorizations to make sure it's connected to your Google account, to make sure it has your own API keys and not my API keys and whatnot. And once you do that, you pretty much should be good to go. But I'm going to be going module by module over how this works. So let's run this workflow one more time. And as you can see right here, we have 2 more to do. So it's going to go loop through 2 times. This step right here is going to take the longest because it does wait 7 minutes for that video to generate. But I'm going to hit that test workflow. We're going to see it's going to grab that. It's going to generate the image. The image generation usually takes just a few seconds. Once we finish that, we're going to be giving it to a PNG because the file it gives is a binary file that you can't see. And then we're going to be uploading that to the internet. Then we're going to be sending that to the Kling generator. We're going to wait. We're going to get the video. We're going to pop the video back in the sheet and then mark that row as done. And once that happens, I'll be back after this runs for the 2 generations that it still has to do. Okay, it now got the video. It's updated the sheet. It's on to the next prompt. So as you can see right here, it says done. And let's see what this video looks like. Pop it open, you could see the dragon flying through New York, and it's honestly pretty amazing how high quality that video is for sure. Now let's go back And I think for some reason it's actually having a problem with the prompt we're using for the third one, so I'm going to switch that up. OpenAI can be very restrictive of what you send it, and I believe I had the word body or something, and that's why it didn't work. So we're going to be running it again one more time for this one to be completed. Keep in mind, you could have hundreds of columns with to do, and this will loop through every single one. But because we have only one, it's just going to do that. I'm going to generate that right now and show you the results. Okay, so it finished with that iteration. We're going to go over and see that the video that it created for this, and as you can see, it's a 360 rotation of these people making the ice cream, and the automation fully worked. So the first step is going to be you're going to need a document on Google Docs with a status column, an image prompt column, a video prompt column, and a generation column. And for each one of these, you're going to want to set the text as to do, or you could do a little picker with the text being to do for everything that you want to generate in this cycle. It's going to go through collect every single one that has to do, and it's going to loop over it until every item is complete one by one. So we're starting with the basic trigger, which is testing workflow. So we just click this to have it start, and then it's going to go to Google Docs. So this is the first step. Your inputs are going to be here, your outputs are going to be here. So make sure that it generates the right outputs that you want. So Google Docs, you're going to connect your Google account. You're going to need to do this when you import the template. Then you're going to find the right document, the right sheet. This is on sheet 1. You're going to do a filter for status to do. So you're going to get everything that has the to do as the first status. So then we created this loop. So we're going to loop over the items. So in this case that we tested, it only did one. But if you wanted to do them all at once, it would be going through over and over again. And then the next major step, and you're going to need to get your OpenAI API keys for this for sure, is this GET request. So we hit this generations API, which is the ChatGPT's image generation API, and for that you're going to need to enter your header auth. So you're going to do generic auth type header auth, and then I have mine saved here, and the name is authorization, and then the value is bearer, BEARER space your API key. Now I'll have that in the description, but you're going to need that API key, otherwise this is definitely not going to work. And I'll just scroll down to show you what the rest of the automation is. So make sure that on your Google Docs it's image prompt is the column name, because otherwise it wouldn't work. But essentially how N8N works is, it's not showing me, but essentially when you test step by step, it will get the variable, and then you just drag the variable into here. So we just did the image prompt variable that corresponds to every time that it comes out. And then for this one, we just want to do one generation. So I put this code in here. This should import directly. Just make sure that your Google Doc is set up identical to mine, and it should work. And then we just have the size, which is the default there. Then we have this code snippet. Now this, you're just going to copy and paste or import it. All it does is take that file. So it creates this file right here, and we're just taking that and turning it to PNG. Then on this step, what you're going to want to do is switch this API key with yours. So go to imagebb.com and quickly set up a free API key. This is completely free. Make sure that the corresponding file name is data, which goes to here, and you're going to send it all the same as here. So you're going to want it as image, and then you're going to want to send that file. All you're going to have to do is replace that API key there. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is we're going to be going to, so for the Kling 2.0 we're going to be using this replicate module. So you're going to need to make an account on replicate.com, put in your credit card, and then you can use the API for here. Pretty much everything should be set up on the automation. I'll open that right here. We have the same thing. You're going to want to do post this URL. All this will show when you import it. And then you're going to want to do your replicate API. So you're going to need to make that replicate API key. Same exact thing as the OpenAI one. The name is authorization. The value is bearer space and then your key. And then we did this header for prefer weight. I don't know if that's super important. I just imported it with the curl, which you can get by just going to the API and then going to HTTP and then just importing this if you don't want to do it through importing the entire code myself. Anyways, we're just going to scroll down and we're going to see this JSON thing. So we're going to want to drag in the video prompt, which comes from which should come from the sheet right here. I just dragged in that variable for the prompt, and then the start image you're going to want to do from the ImageBB URL. So you're just going to get that ImageBB URL and drag it in. And if any of this is confusing because I'm not doing it fully, go back to my other video. It should show it in depth. But yeah, this is how you generate the video, and then we have to wait for the video to actually generate before we can get it. And then all we're doing is doing a get HTTP request. So every time I do this, you're going to want to do HTTP request to make these modules that are here. And then we're going to drag in from the previous one the output URL to get it, and then that is just going to give us the that goes to the next step, and that next step is this update sheet. So we're just basically going to the row number corresponding to where we were, and then the get video has an output which has the video file right here. So we're just going to do that output, and then that's going to put that video link right there. So sorry if this is a little bit confusing. Basically just going over each module. Make sure to watch that other video if you're stuck on the basics of N8N and how you add new components and edit components. But essentially, if you import my document, you just need to connect your Google, switch your ImageBB URL to your key, and then add the two header auths, one for replicate and one for OpenAI, and everything should be good to go. Make sure to leave a comment if you get stuck, and please make sure to subscribe for more content on the AI space, the marketing space, social media, and all of that. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later.